Well, good evening, my friends. Kevin, the Comic Doctor, coming to you with a late night CGC unboxing. That's right, my friends. The CGC box arrived this afternoon, and I was going to do it tomorrow. And I just finished pressing some books, and everybody's in bed. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to do an unboxing right now. Because if I do it today, I won't have to do it tomorrow. It's one less thing I have to worry about tomorrow. So, guys, welcome. My name's Kevin. I'm the Comic Doctor. I'm located up in Oshawa, Ontario, Canada. I'm a CGC authorized dealer, and I'm a crazy presser, a comic book presser. And this is my YouTube channel, and this show is a live CGC unboxing. I have a few different shows I have here on the channel. I hope you'll consider subscribing to the channel, liking the content, hit the notification bell, all that crazy stuff, because you know what? We love comics around here, and I know you all do too. And if you're a comic book fan, this is certainly the place from you. And you know what? I give out prizes from sometimes. The next time I'm going to give out some prizes when I hit 2,000 subscribers, we'll be giving out this copy of Avengers Annual Number 10, first appearance of Rogue, and a 9.0, and I'll be giving out this copy of Avengers 100 at 7.5, both donated by members of the channel, so thanks to those guys. Also going to be giving out this awesome Jim Lee print right there. It's a nice print signed by Jim Lee. It's Batman, his Rogues Gallery. All those awesome gifts will be given out when I hit 2,000 subscribers. Getting there slowly but surely, friends, slowly but surely. Anyways, you guys came to see some comics. Got the chat going on there, some late night fellas out here. I'll come over and say hi to you guys shortly. So first off, my friend, the overhead cam has been adjusted a little more. Hopefully it's not so wonky as it was yesterday. We start off with a nice copy of Marvel Spotlight number 5, first appearance of Ghost Rider in a 3.0. But if that grade is too low for you, my friends, we have a 5.5 here as well. So two nice copies of the first appearance of Ghost Rider. That book is still pretty hot, my friends. That book is still pretty hot. We have a very, 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 very low grade copy of Amazing Spider-Man number 3, the first appearance of Doc Ock in a 0.5. I didn't do anything to this book, guys. I didn't do anything. I could have made this book look better, but the owner just said, you know, it's too far gone. Let's just send it in. And you know what? I kind of agreed with him. Could we have gotten to a 1? I don't know. The back was toast. I've checked the back out. It also had, like, you know, bits of, mold on there too. And I really don't like working on books with mold on it. It's just dangerous. It's not a good thing to do. So I try to stay away from that, you know. Nonetheless, still the first appearance of Doc Ock. 0.5, whatever. It's still the first appearance. Gotta love that. Let's see what's going on over. A lot of people are getting into the are piling into the chat room. That's great. I'll come over and talk to you guys in just a few moments. Let me just get these babies out of the way and get on to our next couple of books. So we'll go over to the chat room in just a few minutes. Like I said, everybody's sleeping, so I have time. That's for sure. What else we got here? I'm not sure what we have in this box at all. Oh, we've got a Moon Knight number 57 in a 9.4. Is that a McFarlane cover? It looks like it. Or is it a McFarlane ripoff? I don't know. Right there. Okay. That camera's good, eh? The colors look so much better now. I'm very happy with that, with the results there. What else we have here? We also have a copy of... Oh, another hot book right here, guys. Tomb of Dragon. Oh, look what I just saw there. I just saw something, guys. I just saw something bad. We have Tomb of Dracula 10, first appearance of Blade, and an 8.0. That's awesome. I just noticed something on that Moon Knight book. See that? Yeah, it's cracked. So this baby will be heading back to CGC next week. That's the first crack I've had in quite some time. Kind of sucks, but oh well. Has to, you know, it is what it is, right? So I'll put that awesome Tomb of Dracula book back on. All right. And what else do we have? We've got it. Oh, nice. A New Mutants Annual number 2, first appearance of Psylocke in a 9.8. You know, that's a book that might start heating up again as well, guys. Again, it's an X-Men related book. First appearance of a key X-Men player. that might be a book you might want to pick up, especially in a 9.8 like this. That's awesome. All right, what else do we have? We also have a copy of Star Wars: The Last Padawan, the Padawan number 6, Kanan in a 9.6. Here we go. All right. And you know what? Why don't we head over to the chat room? We got quite a few people over there chit-chatting. I want to see who's here. I'll go to my chat window and see who is in the house. We got Mike S. right there. How you doing, Mike? Good to see you. Pappy's here. OG Willikers. Yeah, Mike S. Let's do it. Coffee tomorrow. RP, how's it going, RP? James is here. Mike S. has such a private show. I feel special. LOL. Well, I don't know if it's private. It's starting to populate now. I should have promoted the show a lot earlier, but again, guys, I wasn't planning on doing a show tonight. It's kind of a last minute thing. Dustin's here. Can't wait for my comics to come back. Me too, Dustin. I can't wait for everybody's comics to come back. It is my goal to get your comics back to you. So I hope they get back sooner rather than later. But Dustin, I think some of your books are back. Dustin, I think. Email me. Sam, hey Sam, how's it going? How's school going, man? Hope you're having a good. Wait, you're gone. You're not in school. Are you? I can't remember if you're in grade 11 or 12, Sam. I think you're in 11, right? You're in 12 now, right? How's it going? Hope the school's year's going well. Paul, how's it going? Good to see you, pal. Mike says, got to get myself a first Ghost Rider. Always been one of my favorite characters. It is awesome. An awesome book to have. I picked it up in an 8 or an 8.5. I have it somewhere here, and I picked it up in a trade years ago, and it wasn't worth anything like it is now. So I was quite fortunate to get it at a very good price. Eric, hey Eric. Hey Kevin, woke up after crashing and got your message. I will call in the AM. Thanks. No problem, Eric. We'll do that. And Paul, oh crap, that 5.5 Ghost Rider case is a huge junk. Ghost Rider case has a. Oh, I hope it's perspective. Now I'm gonna have to have a lover look. I hope it's perspective. No, you're right. Oh crap, Paul, how the heck did you see that? You have some seriously good eyes, dude. Yes, Paul's right. Look at that. So it looks like all these books that were close together all got cracked. Great. So fantastic. So that's one, that's two. How about the other ones? Yeah. Oh my God. How did I not see that? Paul, thank you so much. If I would have missed that and put them away for 2-3 weeks, I would have had to pay to get these done. But that's awesome. Thank you. 3. Yeah, just that one order. I think it's one person's order, actually. Great, eh? But this one's okay, though. The Tomb of Dracula 8 seems to be all right. But wow. Wonderful. Now I got to send all those books back. It sucks. I'll call CGC in the morning. I'm not paying for that. I don't mind sending one book back. If I got to send 3 of these back, it's heavy, right? And I'm paying for that. So they're going to pay for that. I will contact them in the AM. Thank you so much for that, Paul. Paul, good eyes, man. Unbelievable. Pappy, the case is cracked. Okay, Eric. Stephen Platt, AK Splat on the Moon Knight. I think so. Oh, okay. So yeah, a lot of those artists back, you know, when Todd McFarlane, you know, came on the scene and was such a huge success. Following Todd McFarlane, you had all these mimicking artists that tried to reproduce Spider-Man or other characters in the style of McFarlane, and that's normal, right? That's a normal thing where you have younger artists emulating those their predecessors, right? That's kind of what happened with Spider-Man too. All through the you know, when Romita Sr. left, other artists that came on board were kind of doing Spider-Man in the style of John Romita Sr., right? Even his son Romita Jr., when he came on, it was very similar, right? Obviously, they try to keep the Spider-Man look, so people would basically take on the style or the techniques of some, you know, other artists. That's very common. Dustin Jermaine, case looks cracked. Yeah, okay, you guys all caught it. I didn't catch it at all. My lord, I'm embarrassed. Mike, as you think a big company like CGC would put a little into shipping and probably pad and protect. Well, I'll tell you, I don't have examples here, but the CGC boxes, when they come, they usually have a thick piece of cardboard on top. And they replace that thick piece of cardboard with one piece of this. So there it is. You know, it's a real bummer. It's just not enough. I don't know what's going on, if there's a paper shortage or whatever. But now I'm going to email customer service actually rather than call them in the morning. It's just easier to email them. Okay, let's get back to it. Let's hope no more cracks in the box. But Eric reminds me of something, guys. I had, just to give you a heads up, for those of you that know about the Saturday night sales, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 guys, possibly 5 guys lined up for more sales in the coming weeks. I was hoping to have one for next Saturday to try to do it every other week. I don't think that's going to happen. I can't seem to find anybody for next Saturday, but the following Saturday after that, and then moving forward, it looks like I'm going to have a lot of good sales. And there's some really great sellers out there. So I hope you guys will participate in those Saturday night sales. Again, they're Saturday night right now. I'll keep them on Saturday nights as long as I can. There might be a Friday night one in there as well too, and on Canadian Thanksgiving Day weekend, with Steve out of Peterborough with some great books. He's the Black Dot Special guy. You're gonna love what he's got. He's got so many Silver Age books, and he's half price. So you want to be there. But again, more information on that here on the channel and on Facebook, on Instagram. But what you want to do is you want to hit that note. If you're a subscriber now, great. If you're not, what are you waiting for? But you want to hit that notification bell as well, because as soon as I find out what dates are, when I confirm with people what dates we're going to do those sales, I'll post them on the YouTube channel. So you'll know right away when the sale is. You can mark it in your calendar. You don't want to miss them because there's some really good deals on some of these sales. All right, we did that one already. We did these two. And now I'm all paranoid. I'm looking at all the comics to make sure they're not cracked. That is really irritating. Okay, we have a... Oh, I did that one too. No, I didn't do this one yet. All right, let's move it right along here. Okay, we've got our Tomb of Dracula. Move out of the way. We got our Star Wars Kanan, the Last Padawan. This one's in a 9.8. We have a 9.6 somewhere in there. We have a 9.8 as well, which is cool. We also have an X-Men. Yeah, I'm checking all these slabs now for sure. We have a 266, first appearance of Gambit in a 9.2, right there. And a Batman 635, just checking all the corners. And that's in 635 at a 9.6. We've got a Marvel Spotlight 28 in a 5.5. We've got a Batman number 6 in a 9.8. That's what I like to see. More of those. More of those. I still can't believe you guys caught those cracks and I didn't. I'm embarrassed. All right, let's go back to the chat while I pack these babies up again. You all got that Platt thing. The Tomb of 10 looks really nice. It is nice. PBLs, I can see. Well, yeah, we got that already. Mike S. We talked about that already. And then Mike says, when Kevin moves the books around under the new camera, it's very glitchy anyway, but eventually straightens out. Yes. You know why that is? Because I'm using a very, very cheap capture card. I had, where is it? It was over here somewhere. Is it over here? Oh, there it is. No, that's not it. Where the hell did I put it? Oh, I was gonna give you guys a lesson in video streaming. I bought the Camlink 4K, which is like a $200 capture device, and it wasn't working. It worked. It barely worked yesterday for a few moments, and then it glitched on me. So I went back to the computer store, bought new cables, still wouldn't work. And I had this old shitty knockoff. It looks like an Elgato, but it's like a $10 capture card. Plug it in, it worked right away. As you can see, it's a little glitchy as I move things around, but then it settles down fine. So I use that for tonight. So I got to take that Elgato one back and swap it out. I don't know what's going on. It could be my video card. It could be a whole bunch of different things, but I think it's that Elgato. The Elgato capture card, because the one I'm using for me right now is called a Mira box. And it's an excellent, for the money, it was like a $90 Amazon purchase, and it was excellent. It's never given me a problem. Always very good picture quality and steady quality, always turns on. But I go spend money on the more advanced one and it doesn't work. So I'm kind of ticked off that it's not working. I got to figure something out here because I want to use the Cam Link. It's supposed to be the best on the market. Could have fooled me. James says, just a suggestion, but is there a way to make the picture of the book bigger and the picture of you? Make the picture of the book bigger and the picture of me smaller. Nice. Nice, James. Really nice, man. Let me see if I can do it. Let me see if I can do it right now. I don't think I can, to be honest. It's not so much about me necessarily. Let's see if I can make the picture bigger. Not much bigger. I can't make it much bigger. Unless I do this. Let's see if that works. That might work. I can make it a little longer. I made it a little bit bigger. I just had to cover the subscribe now thing. Oh, I don't like that. That doesn't look that right. Okay, right there. There, it's a little bit bigger. It's a tad bigger. My size, it's just because the comic is like long and I'm wider. I can't make it any bigger, else it'll just go off the screen. If I could turn the screen this way, that'd be perfect, right? But no, I can't make it much bigger than that. Let's see if this is a bit better for you. Saw that. All right. Come on. Okay, let's go to the next one. It's a little bit bigger. I think that you'll like this better, James. What do you think of this? Is this better? Is that better? That's as big as I can get it. Again, because of how long it is. Let me just try one more thing. I don't like that stuff coming out of the bottom there. There we go. Let's see if that looks better. There we go. Is that better? What do you think? Anyway, you got an X-Men First Brood, I think it is. 155 and a 9.6. We also have a 9.4 Secret Wars 8. And sorry, I'm inspecting all the boxes, guys. There we go. We've got a Tales to Astonish 90 and an 8.0. Featuring the Submariner and the Hulk. I'm going to make that a little bit bigger. One sec. Let's see if I can make that just a little bit wider so we can get the whole book in there. Just trying to fix this for you guys. It's a little bit bigger. There we go. There we go. All right. And yeah, I'll do one more, then I'll go back to the chat for a sec. We've got a cool Thor 129 first appearance of Ares right here, and a 6.5. Love that old, yeah, man, the Marvel stuff from the 60s just kicks DC's ass, man. But DC does come back in the 70s, right? You know what I mean? But yeah, the Marvel stuff is just gorgeous. All right, let's go back as I pack these babies up. Mike, do you have any more CGC boxes there, or save them for future videos? No, that's it. Unless there's more coming. That's all I have right now. No, I try to get them done fast so I can get them back to people. The sooner I have the boxings, the sooner my daughter can sort them, and I can then contact owners and get the books back. So I don't like to keep newly received boxes hanging around for more than a couple of days. Like this came this afternoon. All right, what else we have? Potishan, how you doing, man? Brad's here. Anyone know what a CGC Red Label 9.8 new music item may be worth? I'm going to say Potishan the same as a 9.8 Blue Label. No? Because you're not, I mean, what's your chances of getting a 9.9 on that? I mean, I guess it's possible, but I would think, unless someone's really nostalgic and wants that red label, I don't know anybody would pay more for a red label 9.8 than a regular blue label 9.8. Am I wrong? I don't know. You tell me. Pappy, 1.5 Canadian. Thanks, James. All right, what else do we have? We got a few more to go, guys. Oh, some more Tales to Astonish here. And a 6.5. There we go. Get it ready for you. Come on, get over there. Sorry. All right, there we go. We have Tales 62. A few of those. I think these are some of the, what's nice are these are old economy books, guys. I believe we've got an X-Men 47 and an 8.5. It's a nice high grade copy of an old X-Men, early X-Men book. A nice copy of Fantastic Four 67 and a 6.5 right there. That does look better, James. You're good eye. Very good eye. You know what? I'll pack these up again and I'll go back to the chat while we do that. Eric says, there are people out there silly enough to dream of 9.9. They just won't give them out. They just won't give them out. They know as soon as they give a 9.9 out, the book is worth. Like the only 9.9 I ever got, I told you guys, is an X-Men 266, and the guy sold it right away. This is like going back like 5 years ago. The guy sold it for at the time the book in a 9.8 was like a $600 book maybe, and he sold it for I think $3,000 or $4,000 in a 9.9, and then the guy who bought it for $3,000 or $4,000 sold it for I think $9,000 like the next day, and I heard it went to like Heritage or something like that, and it sold for over $15,000. So I mean, that's what a 9.9 does, and CGC is well aware of that, and they're not going to flood the markets with 9.9, and they're not going to give people those types of gifts. I've never seen it. Like, I mean, I'll be honest, when I sent that book in, that X-Men 266, I never thought it would be a 9.9. I thought it'd be just a regular 9.8. It didn't when I was working on the book, I pressed the book, it didn't read to me like it was a near mint book. It was a near mint book. Like, what differentiated it from a 9.8? Don't ask me. I really don't know. But someone over at CGC must have been pretty enamored with it to give it a 9.9. Needless to say, the owner was quite pleased, but he wasn't very pleased 3 days later when he realized that the book sold for well over $15,000. He let it go for $3,000, and not much time had passed, right? All right, let's go to the last three books here. If you like your Ghost Rider, we got some more. We got a nice Ghost Rider number 1 and an 8.0 right there. Nice book. That's a beaut, that is. We got a Fantastic Four 18 and a 5.0. All right. And finally, we have no, this is a fast track economy order, guys. We've got a Thor 225. This is a great book to end on. In a 9. Look how nice this book is. In a 9.2. That's a sweet cover, man. Oh, it's a bright, beautiful cover. That's awesome. So that's beautiful. All right. So there you go, guys. That's a box of, I think, 25 books right here. I hope you enjoyed that. Let's go over the chat and see what you guys are saying. A man can dream. They sure can. They give them to their buddies. I don't want to say that, but maybe. Mike guess I could have bought a Ra's al Ghul number 1 CGC 10 for dirt cheap, but about 8 years ago, and wasn't a super rare book, but it was a dang 10. You know what? More modern books are coming back 10 all the time. You see modern books in 10. It's not a shocker to see. But it is a shocker to see older books like this one, for example. If you see, this book here, this here's a 10, and this Thor 225 and a 10, it'd be worth freaking thousands of dollars just to be in a 10, right? So Potash and Brad says, Kevin, anyone know what issue the character design for Blade changed? Oh my God, I have no idea. Can anybody else help Brad out? Anybody else help Potash out? Blade from his 70s garb to more modern. Yeah, I don't know. I'll be honest, I never was a big Blade fan. I didn't really collect Blade, so I don't know when that changed. I kind of dug his groovy outfit in Tomb of Dracula. Need the issue where he changed. Okay, yeah, I'm not sure, man. Maybe someone here will know. Mike asks, doesn't CGC mark down a book due to ink bleed? I have that Ghost Rider one, and at the top is a bunch of blue in the middle through the pages, but doesn't show on the cover. Yeah, they're not supposed to. Look, I have my first Punisher I have, my first ASM 129, the one I bought when I was like 15 years old for $60. It was from Ken's Comics in Oshawa, if anybody remembers Ken's Comics. He had like several copies, and they all had the blue ink damage you're talking about. And it went over the top, and it went down the side a little bit, and I bought the one that had the least amount of it. But it's still there. It's still noticeable. They say it's not supposed to, because it's a manufacturing error. It didn't happen. It's not caused by readers. So they say they're not supposed to drop the grade at all because of that, but don't tell me for a second graders aren't going to knock a book for that. If you have one with it and one without it, the one without that stain is going to sell faster and is going to be more appealing to buyers, right? So yeah, that ink should, in my opinion, I think it's going to cause a little, it's going to hit the grade a little bit, I would think. Eric Williams, well, I know his debut costume coat color changes to brown, and it remained that, if I'm not mistaken, all through the Tomb series. Hey, if you get multiple of the same books in the same box, how do you determine whose book is who? Just curious. That's a good question, actually. I've been asked that question before. I don't mind going over that again, because that's a thing people, how do you know? How do you know you got 3 ASM 300s? How do you know whose is whose? Well, and again, this differentiates me from other pressers too. I've talked about this before. Every single person here, whoa, these are I call these my dossiers. These are all the books I sent to CGC on yesterday, and they'll be there tomorrow. I sent all these invoices out. Now, each invoice, and I'll just take one randomly out here. Let's take, I'll do that one. Let's do this one. I'll take James. Since James is here, I'll use yours, James. So each person, this is James, each person has their own invoice. Okay? Everybody has their own invoice. You give me a book, I create a separate invoice with your books. If James, so you have an ASM 300, Mike, and James has an ASM 300. I'm going to send them in the same batch. They come back in the same box. How do I know whose is whose, right? So again, I create an invoice for James, and I create an invoice for you. You have your own envelope. James has his own envelope. What CGC does is they have this packing slip. Whoop, right there. Is it going to focus? There. It's a packing slip number right there. So that packing slip number contains all the books and all the tiers on James's invoice. So once CGC gets to his books, they're going to create individual invoices for each tier. They're all going to be consecutive though. So for example, if he's got modern books, they'll be 5501. If he's got economy books, it'll be 5502. If he's got a standard book, it'll be 5503. And then the comics within those tiers will extend that number. So 5501, 001, 002, so on and so forth, depending on how many comics are in each tier, okay? So those are unique. Those numbers are unique to James's books. When James gets his books back, his books, just like this book right here, has a serial number right here. And that serial number, right, the CGC serial number that I'm pointing to right here, they're unique to everybody's invoice. Everybody has a unique invoice number. That's how I know. That's how I know James's books are James's books and your books are your books. So if I have, like again, if I have 4 or 5 different copies of the same book in here and they're all from 5 different people, the invoice number distinguishes and tells me whose is who. That's how it's done. Now, like I said, every single invoice costs, I charge $8 Canadian per invoice. That's CGC charges that invoice fee, okay? Some guys who submit to CGC, they want to save money. You can get up to 25 books on an invoice. So if you only give me 3 books, why should you pay $8 all by yourself? Well, the reason you do that is for that very reason. You don't want to get mixed up. So every single person has their own invoice. I don't give a rat's behind. I will not put your books with Billy's books or Tommy's books or whoever's books. Your books are with your books and they have their own invoice. And yes, it costs $8 an invoice. That's it. Even if it's 1 book or 25 books, I don't care. That just keeps things organized. But I know some guys want to cut corners and save that money, and they'll maybe charge that fee, but then kind of pocket it. You know what I mean? And they'll put 10 people's orders in 1 invoice. I don't do that. That's asking for trouble. And I know I've heard stories about that sort of thing happening. And you know what? Trust me, the $8 or whatever it costs per invoice is worth it to make sure your books are with your books and they come back and they're yours and there's no questions asked. That's how it's done. Christian says, how do I know if my book has been trimmed? The cover of my Marvel family looks uneven. Is that a typical of the time? You know what? It is very difficult to find to find trimmed books, I find. Believe it or not, most of the books that I've seen that are trimmed, people have actually trimmed them with scissors. So can you imagine, taking your scissors and, cutting a piece of paper as evenly as possible? You can see almost the trim marks. And so I've seen a lot of books like that, but some guys, they're more fancy. They use, cutting machines, whatever. It's hard to tell. I'll be honest. I've been fooled. I bought a couple of books. I've got burned myself. It's hard to tell unless it's really obvious. Like in some cases it is if it looks uneven, there's a good chance it's been trimmed. But I could swear sometimes I've saw books that I thought were trimmed and they've come back fine. And like you said, just sometimes the cutting practices from the 1960s or 70s were not as precise as today's printing presses and cutting machines. So you got that uneven look on some books sometimes. So I'm sorry, I can't really answer that. It's hard to really say. I'm pretty sure it was in the late 80s, early 90s, there was a mini-series, but I think he still rocked the 70s garb. Issue 25 of the 90s series might be the first time with the pin-up at the back. There you go, Potashin. Eric is giving you some insight. Hopefully that will give you some insight as to the first new appearance of Blade in his new costume. Eric also says, Christian, uneven printed covers that are quite common. I'm sure Kevin can tell you what to look for. And that's it too. Like I said, there's no cover. I mean, hold on. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at these. We got 2. Yeah, check this out. Now they're in varying condition, but look at this. Just to give you an idea. Those are safe, okay? We've got these 2. I don't know if you can see them all right, but I mean, you can see this particular copy of Marvel Spotlight 5 has some white on the edge. I mean, it's worn out here, but I mean, you can see some of the white from the back cover is rolled over slightly. Whereas in this copy, it's completely black, right? So the covers were never, at this time, it wasn't an exact science. And you've got all kinds of wraparounds and where the front wrap kind of went in the back and it's uneven. Like I'm even looking at the back here and I can see how it's sort of uneven as well too. So yeah, the machines just weren't made to be, I guess they weren't perfect. They were damn close, I think. But who was it? I was talking to Neil was writing to me yesterday about a book that I worked on for him, and he said, why didn't you get rid of the what do you call it? The rolled spine. But the spine wasn't rolled. Right? It wasn't rolled. Sometimes how the front cover, it's misprinted and a portion of the front cover wraps around to the back and you see a little bit and the staple might be like really like right there. That happens sometimes. And people confuse that with a rolled cover. That's not a rolled cover. Like a rolled cover is a cover that's actually rolled and you see fanning on the back, right? That's just a misprint. It's a misprint. It's just the machine kind of got off kilter a little bit and it caused the book to print incorrectly. And that's, again, though, you can't be too picky. As some guys are really picky about it. They want a perfectly square comic. They don't want to see any misprinting. They don't want to see too much white on the edge. They want to see it perfectly. There's some guys that are that picky about the books they buy. But it's the way it goes. Mike says, all right, Kevin, I'm out. See you soon. I'm one blink from blacking out. Get out of here. It's already 11 o'clock. I'm going to get out of here myself too, guys. Listen, again, thanks so much for popping by, my friends. I'm going to head to bed myself. Oh, Pappy says, I have a copy of the first leader. The top of the book is narrower than the bottom of the book. Again, I've seen that. I've seen where the book actually is totally miscut. Yeah. Is it common? Is it normal? No. But can it happen? Sure. I've seen all sorts of weird stuff, you know, with the print. I've seen 3 staples. I've seen 4 staples. I've seen, I've opened the book up and it's upside down, you know, where the cover is in the wrong side. We've all seen double covers, triple covers, quadruple covers. I've seen that before. There's all sorts of misprints and errors that are out there. It's just the way it kind of is, right? I mean, again, it wasn't a perfect system. Like nowadays, with the way that with computers and with we still get misprints today, but not like you did in the old days. All the staples, yeah. Anyways, listen, guys, it is late. It's almost 11:20. I'm gonna get out of here. I got another early morning tomorrow, so let me get back to my main screen, guys. Thanks for coming out today and watching this unboxing. I sure hope you liked it. Did you like any of the books that I showcased today? Let me know in the comment section below. Remember, by doing so, that increases your chances of winning one of those awesome prizes that I showed you earlier in the show when I hit 2,000 subscribers. And you haven't subscribed yet? Why not? It's free. Subscribe. Stay with us. Become a part of this channel, as part of this community. Join us weekly as I go through unboxings and my other show, What's in the Press, which might air tomorrow. We'll see if I've got the time. All right, my friends. Until then, take care. Have a great night. And it's Friday tomorrow, guys. Weekend's right around the corner. Take care. All the best. Bye now. See ya.